Hello everyone, my name is Madaki, and of course I happens to be Zaar residing here in Bauchi, a strong member of the Zaar Bauchi branch. Yesterday on my Facebook account, I have posted something that my concern actually, that I'm going to be speaking to it on visuals, and of course I'm going to put them in writing on my blog, Madaki Global at blogspot.com. And of course I have a button that I wish I should talked about. Hopefully, I know it might speak the minds of others, and to some others it might trigger their anger to the already biased campaign, divides that we already have. But I have to speak it anyways. This is my burden, just like I've said, and it is my reality. It could not be yours. This is first of something I've noticed, and these are things that I had involved myself in, and I'm still on it, and I wish I should speak to you about it now. But first, before I go on with that, I have to do this. Those that actually lose their loved ones, people that have been struggling for the land, I want to sincerely send out my condolence to especially the immediate family and the whole of the Zaar land for those losses. And to that, let me start by taking us back to 2022 precisely. There was something that happened. We had from my branch here, my youth branch, we had a town hall meeting, which it was tagged digging out fact, history for our common good. The idea of that town hall meeting came up as a result of one of our Congress meetings, which I remember vividly. I was the one that raised the idea of something like that, and there and then the Congress decided that okay, a committee, instant committee, should be engaged from that team, and I was nominated to be the chairman of that committee, and we accepted it with the other teams, and we go on and start doing our contract. Why? The purpose of doing that is to get those people, since they were alive, some of them, we can get information from them, what they know, how were they able to be involved in those things that we always are. Because from my own point of view is, hardly will you get a youth from Zaar land. There are only few of them, even if there are, okay, that will tell you that they sat down with all of these people, whether they love them, whether they don't love them, whether they like them, whether they don't like them, whether they are from their camp or not from their camp, that they have them all. They sit together with them and they have put words in their ears. Either it is recorded, being in a book form or audio form, whatsoever form. There will not be any that will tell you that he has a document, synthetic documents. Okay, formally you have all those things, that this is what this person says, this is what this person says. And that was why we said, okay, if you don't know actually where the problem is, then where can you start building from? You need to start from the foundation, and these people are our foundation. We need to get them involved. We need to ask them questions. They need to answer so many questions that we want to know. Then we let them go. Then we as youth, we sit down and then see how can we now build from where they've stopped. If they got it right, fine. Let's now see how we now build on their right. If it is wrong, how can you now scrap those wrongs away and then build it from where we thought it is right? That was just the idea of it. And we don't even, it is not a place where you just go and do argument. It was a place that we said, okay, tell us what you know. Tell us what you know. And to us, bringing them together, it is a way of starting the unity itself. Now, when we started, we say, okay, since we are not ignorant that the land is actually divided into campings, you know how we call them. And we decided to, okay, talk to late. He becomes, it's so quite unfortunate that he is late now. We talked to late Baba John D, which he was very happy. Baba Dauda John D of Bonga, of blessed memory, he was very happy to be part of that project. And he gave us his words that whenever we are ready, we should just get him informed, and then he's going to be available. We also talked to Barrister Bukate Shadi, and he's also late. Just imagine, he's also late. We talked to him, but he turned down, because those were the first people we intended to talk to. He turned it down. I remember those days there were some few youth that were locked in the prisons here in Bachi, and when we talked to him, he was like, will that be, is that the problem of Zaarland now? What are the youths in Bachi doing about those guys that have been locked out there? This is what we should have been doing, not getting some town hall meeting, calling people to come and tell us history, what those history, stuff like that. It was so sad that it happened that way, but the truth, just like I've said, it must be said. Okay, and my truth might not be part of your truth, but we have to say it just the way it is. I think if you have your own, you just say it the way people will understand, so that we all understand ourselves. Okay. We also talked to Reverend Dr. Manomi, because we said, okay, this is something that we need to have the clergy, so that we can balance some of those things, so that we can know where we are going. He accepted it. We talked to the present ZDA president, Engineer Isua Gala. He also buys the idea of that town hall meeting. We talked to some number of persons, but when we had the first date of the program event, we were not able to hold it because Jadid turned down the invitation. So we have to go on looking for others. Of course, we've talked to Barrister Kepas Magaji. He accepted it wholeheartedly. And when Jadid turned it down, we need to still look for other persons. We search, who were like, who could we have again to replace? Yes, and no, we have to be very careful on our selection, because even then people will begin to like, we were having some issues. Okay, you have to be patient with me. I'm actually taking us somewhere. I have what to say, but I have to say this one first. So, as I was saying, we decided to get those people, and luckily enough, the branch leader, that's the youth branch leader of my branch Bauchia, was able to pump up on the Stephanus Balaga barrister, of blessed memory too, and wholeheartedly he accepted to honor that invitation, and we were very happy. And he said, okay, since now we've missed the first date, we're going to fix another date. Now we are having full house on it. But when we now come up with a new date, it was quite unfortunate that Reverend Dr. Manomi was having the same program, a program with the same time for an invitation he got from Jos, and he couldn't meet it, except if we are going to change the date. But already we have told others of the new date. So he now encourages us we can go on with the program, okay, so that his absence will not stop the program. And that was when we went for Reverend Guamis, okay, being the fact that he was once time national youth leader of the Zaar, and then he should have known a little, and he's, because of his struggle in the affairs of things like that, even before he becomes a clergy, and then we see it wise to get him involved, and he also agreed to get involved on that, and we now go on with the plans. Now something happened when it was 6 days to the program. We were to have the program on the Saturday, and we had an emergency congress meeting, so that we discussed with some of the congress the plan so far, and how we want them to mobilize as many youth as possible, so that we will know the history of our land. We know those people that fought for the struggles of the land, and let's appreciate them, and then record it, document it. And this is what those people were able to say, so that the people coming behind us will also have a laying stone, foundation, where they can take these things and go with it. This is how you can appreciate your heroes, okay? Talking to the generation to come about them and the good things they've done. And this is what we intended to do. So, but something that happened, the national youth leader, Comrade Galla, beg your pardon, Comrade Gaalla, the names are somehow similar. So, Comrade Gaalla just came with the reason that back home people have been saying a lot of things, that the intents of the town hall meeting was not clear to them and stuff like that. We sat him down after the Congress, we discussed, we explained issues to him, and then he seems to understand with us. Just because he said he did, he understood with us, because he's one of the dignitaries, because we can't do something that we will not invite him as the national youth leader. And since this is coming from the youth office of a branch he is overseen as the national, so we decided to go on with the program. So he left that Sunday evening. On Monday, my youth leader called me that Barrister Stephanos Bala Gambara of blessed memory wants to see us at his residence here in Bauchi. We all went, myself as the chairman of the occasion, my youth leader, his vice, the secretary of the branch youth. We were there at his home, and then he talked to us. He tried to explain to us everything. At the end of it, he told us that he's not going to get involved. He's not going to honor that, because his reason was, as long as the program had the name and the entire picture of Yusuf Gala, he's not going to be involved, simply because if he's there, he has to address him to ask what. He has to address him as what. Even if he's going to address others dignitaries, he has to address him as what. Courtesy demands that. And since already he is there, and he will not ask us to remove his name from there, but he has agreed to opt out of that. We begged of him, because this thing was about 5 days to come. Because on Monday, the program will come on Saturday. So after we tried all we could, it felt for him to understand with us. So we left. And then we said, we must do this program. We have good intention about it. God knows. Now, on Tuesday, we decided to, okay, let's talk to Honorable Ashral Zaps. We explained to him, even though he was angry that why we're telling him now and stuff like that. We told him this is actually what is on ground, and we don't want to fail our youth. They need to listen to somebody speak to them. Now, one thing that happened was the program happened actually. We hold the program just the way we decided to do it. But it is so sad to us that we couldn't invite, we couldn't get down Baba Dawuda Jondi to come and tell us his own side of the history he knows. And today he is no more to tell us that. Now, the barristers we were talking about, the two of them, see, they are no more also to listen from them. And this was the reason why, this was our fears, if these people begin to go, who will tell us? Because they are the ones, it was during their generation that those things happened. We were not even there, we were not given, but only it is he says that we've been having. Now these people going, how can we get those information? How? For goodness sake, how? And they are always going. The youth go, they are going, the old are going. People there, they meant so well to the land that we need to get things from them. They are going. And the most funniest thing is that we are not willing to bring out what we know. to tell the truth. This is what happened. This was what I was able to do. We did this together with that. We did it together with this, even though we get it wrong from here. But if you do it like this, you want to get it right. This is what we need to have now. These are the things that are so dear to us to have, to help us build. Because all what we are doing now is just like a blind man leading blind. You don't know and you want to tell somebody that you know the road. It is not possible. It's never possible. Okay, and actually why we were not able to have Baba John D there was because his health then was beginning to develop issues a little bit, and I know even at that he was willing to come, but the union was financially not stable and there were no persons then to do it. I wish then that I have every resources. Myself, I will have bring down this person. This person is a hero that we need to respect. He's not just calling just like any other persons. You bring him in, he sat down, you know, because when we had the program, there was no sponsorship. We did everything ourselves, and we don't want everybody to invest his money in it so that it wouldn't look like, you know, these ones, they are the ones that organize the program and then we're not going to attend because there are some things that are not right about it. So that was why we intended to do it that way. And I just felt like I should have all those resources, those moments, to bring this man, give him a royalty treatment that he deserves. He's a hero. But it's quite unfortunate that today he's no more. He has gone with what he has. And how many of us listen to those words and they document it? You know, thank God for his son, Professor Saleh Dauda. You know, there is a book, or rather books that he probably might have, that he documents some of the narration from his father. And this is what we want to have. Now, apart from him, then who is having another genuine documentation from those people? Okay, so why am I saying this? The truth is that to our, most especially our parents, our grandparents, that they are still alive, that we have them, you still owe us a lot. We have a lot of things that if you refuse to give it to us, it's just like you are denying us the right to our freedom. Yes, you guys had those struggles and we really appreciated what you guys did then during your age. But you see, there are transformation. The world is changing. Everything is not as it was before. Now we have to strategize to look for other ways to get those things done, and we must do it right. Now we cannot do it right except if we have the right information, the correct information of what has transpired from the past. What is there that is so unique, that is so hard for you to let it out? I don't know. Okay, look at it now. We are just missing a lot of you. You are going with your information. You are leaving those, we are leaving those ones alive in bigger problems than when it was before. Now our youth are so vibrant, they are knowledgeable, they go far to get knowledge and stuffs like that. See, you can never deny. See, you know, once a person said, Lucky to be one sang a song. I'm a very a follower, I mean a fan of him. He said, if you want to know truly who you are, then you must know where you are coming from. Yes. If you want to know who you are, you must know where you are coming from. How can you know what you're, how can you know where you are coming from? You can only know it by history. Who tells history? The person that tells history is the person that has seen it. He now tells it to his children. His children will tell it to his own children. You know, like that, from generation to generation. And before you know it, you have everything intact of you. Nobody will come and tell you who you are. And it's quite unfortunate that even the persons that wrote the history of Zaar, where we got the name Zaar, Sayawa, which to me, I'm going to have a view on that on visuals too. It is they are not Zaar people that wrote that. Check it out and see. And we agree to hold it by that. What are we doing? Is that actually who we are? So what I'm saying now is, those of us that knows one thing or the other should be very willing, no matter how it is, whether it will going to hurt people, because history always hurts. History hurts. Whether it will hurt people, whether it will give them joy, whatever it is, however it is, so long as it happens, and it happens with you, you are there as a witness. Come out and be ready to tell whoever wishes to. In fact, you can create platforms yourself. You don't even need anyone to come and ask you of that. You can create platforms, call these youth and tell them what you know. Whoever cares to know, you should come to listen. Some of us that we are so interested, so curious about these things, when we call you, you don't want to come. You don't want to come. So what you always do is, you have specific youth that you twist around, you toil around, you give them different I don't know, ideology, and then we are going leaving them with that, and they will continue to kill themselves. We must do ourselves right to come out to tell the story of our land, how the struggle started with you, that you were involved. Don't tell about others. Okay, it is you we want to hear from you. You were part of it. Come out and tell us that this is what you did, this is what you had, this is what during your generation, with this your friend, with this your friend, so that those friends that are around will also go there and meet them. This person said this, said that. How truth is that? And they will confirm it. They will confirm it. Just like the words of God, the scriptures were written. This one gives his own testimony, this one gives, and when they brought them together, it was being found that these are genuine. This one wrote his own differently, this one wrote his own differently, and they bring it together. And before you know it, it was the same thing, even though different approach of language and stuff like that, but it was the same thing. And just how you get genuine information, and this is how you get history for yourself. Please, I beg us, especially those concerned, this is a burden that we look at it. We might look at it as it's nothing, but seriously, any right-thinking person will look at this view as is the most necessary things to do, because all this fighting we are fighting ourselves is because we don't know where it started. And since you don't know and you're fighting, never would you know how it will end. So dirty, so disastrous, it will happen in such a way that you will never love it. In fact, the problem is going to be sent from children to children, from generation to generation. If you hurt a particular person today, his children are seeing, and he will one day want to hurt your own children, and those children too will also want to hurt you back, or even your children too. So before you know it, where are we going? We better tell ourselves the truth. It is, in fact, it's no longer a shame if the whole world should know that this is our problem, and if they know this is a problem, and we now resolve it, and they see us living peacefully, possibly they might laugh at us. They might be happy, just like they are now, because we are fighting ourselves. But the time that we will come together, I will hold your hands, you will hold my hand, we will walk, they will be put to shame. They will know that these people are ready to unite and fight their enemies, whoever they are. This is not a physical fight, just like some of us decided to take it. This is fight that we use here. This generation is changing. Everything has changed. This 21st century, everything has changed completely, and we must adopt the situation. We must approach it in such manner so that we can get it right. Okay, just like I've said, I'm going to be speaking of my views on how the name Zaar was gotten. Actually, they are my own reality, and I think I need to share it with you guys out there. Possibly, you might see senses on it, and maybe you might want to develop it further than I even do. This is how it always started. So I wish to say thank you, and especially to those that always agreed that our own impact would also be having them as part of it. And because, you know, whenever you want to do things, you must have people that agree to work with you. So don't forget, you can check out on our YouTube channel where we're going to be dropping this SJ Madaki Global. Search for us, and don't forget, please, you can do well to subscribe to that channel, because we're going to be dropping a lot of visuals there for you on regard to things like this and other lifestyle trending things that are happening around you. So don't forget, I always remain yours, SJ Madaki, saying we'll do it next time. Bye bye.